Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, May 22nd, 2020. It's 2:24 a.m. and I am on my way to the gym right now. You know, it's funny. Most people will see very little levels of success. And what I've noticed is because people are very inconsistent and their tolerance for anything outside their comfort level is very low. The threshold is very, very low. It doesn't get you to a point where you start to see any change. I remember and I wasn't even on a weight loss journey. That didn't start until later on. I was looking for energy. I was looking for energy because I remember at the time I was involved in this really intense coaching program for real estate. I was looking at developing my business. I had just moved to a new brokerage. There was a lot of things that was being required of me that wasn't required of me before, and I was just not up to it. And the initial part of this journey started with, I just needed some more energy. But what I noticed was, over time, I was losing weight. Over time, things were starting to come together. But had I been focused on losing weight and maybe the physical aspect of things, it's quite possible that I would have given up or quit. But I also believe that some people have went through things in their life where they have a resilience to keep going, a resilience not to quit, because that's not who they are. They've never quit at anything. They've never felt the need. They've never felt the urge. It's never been a part of their DNA. But then on the same note, it's not a part of their DNA to try either. See, this is a match made in heaven when you have the DNA to try and you have the DNA not to give up. Then you have an ideal situation. But being able to press forward, being able to sustain. You know, I'm doing this intermittent fasting, and I gotta tell you something, that's a little insane. I every single morning I run 3 miles minimum. Then I go work out. And then I gotta go to work. And I don't eat until 5 o'clock p.m. When I said that to my wife last night, I looked and I said, what kind of insane person would go through something like that? She said, you. But I keep at the front of my mind, what am I doing this for? Well, the minimum 3 miles is because I committed to it, one. And yes, I could have chunked it down. I didn't have to do minimum standard of 3 miles every single day for the month of May. But I knew the mental challenge would be bigger and better and more rewarding for the long term, right? Because that's when you get your payoff over the long term. Then if I had just said, I'm going to do 10 miles today, I'll take off 2 days, I'll do another 10 miles, then I'll take off another day, and then I'll do 5, and then I'll take off another day. I said, no, I'm going to do a minimum standard of 3 miles every single day. And the gruel of getting up to go after it every single day is harder than the 3 miles. It's harder than the 100 miles. But it's the work, it's the commitment, it's the preference. Or we say, No, you don't have to fast. You don't have to do intermittent fasting. But then you understand how biologically the body gets tired because the stomach starts working every time it has to overwork to digest whatever it is you ate. It has to overwork. So what's your options? You make the decisions. You make the choices that work best for you. But if you don't identify why you're doing it, if you don't keep it at the front of your mind as to why you're doing it, you'll give up. Because I could have just said, you know what? I don't need to do this. But I understand the reason why I'm doing it. And when you understand the reason why you do something, it helps you just that little bit more to stick with it, to not give up, to be persistent. Success has everything to do with your consistency and your persistency. If you don't have either one, then what? Then what do you have left? Then what's possible? The way you stop giving up is by constantly reminding yourself, why did I start this in the first place? You know, if you look at my mirror in my bathroom, I swear I can't see myself through it because there's writing all over it. It's not all church and scripture. Some of it is, this is why you said you want to do this. This is your reason. This is your commitment. Find your reason. Stick to your commitment. And no matter how fast or slow you get the results, you won't quit.